Here's an intriguing headline from the Crypto Basic. Pundit explains why XRP may not go parabolic after this big upcoming event. Surprisingly, I actually agree with the key points being made. Now, to clarify, that's not the same as saying XRP won't deliver jaw-dropping gains this cycle. I still believe XRP is finally set to enter price discovery for the first time in over 7 years. Unless we're in a bear market, which I don't think we are. There's no stopping it. That said, if you're expecting one specific piece of news to single-handedly launch XRP to the moon overnight, think again. It's not that simple. XRP remains one of the strongest contenders in terms of performance, but its journey to ultimate price levels won't hinge on just one event. Before we dive deeper, let me remind you, I'm not a financial expert, and this isn't financial advice. Don't buy or sell based on anything I say here. Always do your own research. Crypto commentator Austin Hilton recently stirred the pot with a bold take on XRP's future, challenging a widely held belief. His spotlight? The expectation that XRP's price will skyrocket following a resolution of the SEC Ripple lawsuit, a prediction he says might not pan out as hoped. In a recent video, Hilton laid out his reasoning. He claimed the Ripple vs. SEC battle has essentially been resolved behind closed doors, with rumors swirling about a reduced fine of $50 million, down from the initial $125 million. The appeals process is reportedly on hold, but a final public statement from the SEC is still in the works. Despite this, Hilton believes the crypto market has already factored in the outcome. As he put it, everybody in the XRP community knows the lawsuit is done. It's no secret. So, why no rally? Hilton argues, the hype may have fizzled out. I don't think we're going to see a massive jump, he said. Sure, some people might get excited, and who knows, maybe it's a sell the news event, but I'm not betting on this being the catalyst for XRP's next big rally. Although Hilton is happy to admit he might be wrong, his stance remains firm. If I'm wrong, I'll own it. It's not the end of the world. But right now, I just don't see this being the spark everyone's hoping for. Alright, let's set the stage here. Add a little disclaimer, throw in an asterisk or two. If we find ourselves back in a market frenzy, say tariffs disappear, and suddenly the excitement is electric again, kind of like that buzz we had back in November and parts of December, then sure, I'll admit, sparks could fly. Any little catalyst could light things up. But in this current environment, honestly, I just don't see it happening. This is something everyone's already clued into. It's no secret, and really, it doesn't even make sense for prices to jump based on this alone. Think about it. When everyone already knows the same piece of information, why would that knowledge suddenly spike the price? It defies logic. That's just the reality of it. Moving on. Hilton, who's also an XRP holder, makes it clear he's rooting for a price surge, but emphasizes the importance of keeping expectations in check. Now, here's where it gets interesting. I'm still fully convinced XRP is going to absolutely blow people's minds. It's destined for price discovery, and I genuinely don't think it's reliant on what's happening here. Even if, hypothetically, things dragged out into next year, though I don't believe that's likely, XRP would still have its moment. Bottom line, XRP's rise isn't hinged on this situation. It just isn't. The lawsuit, honestly, it doesn't even directly involve XRP, so the whole fuss seems pretty ridiculous to me. Anyway, moving on. Hilton goes on to highlight that broader market conditions could also be holding back any price jumps. The crypto market has been in a bearish slump since late January, with even big news failing to spark movement. Hilton attributes this to global tensions, ranging from geopolitical struggles to economic issues like tariffs and inflation. He stated, retail liquidity has largely left the market. Interesting point. I'll agree that retail liquidity isn't what it once was, but maybe it's not as low as he suggests. Let me show you something. Check out this Google Trends page. I searched XRP, and you'll notice search interest was pretty flat throughout 2024. But after the election ended, interest skyrocketed, peaking in early December 2024. Since then, it seems we've settled into a new normal. Even now, despite the fear and uncertainty over tariffs and other issues, the baseline interest in XRP is much higher than pre-election levels. Isn't that wild? Now, for fun, let's dig deeper. This chart shows the past 12 months, but let's zoom out to the last 5 years for XRP searches. Look at this. It's fascinating. Just take a look at where we are now. So here's the deal. Like I said, it looks like we've hit a new baseline for XRP search interest. Over the last few months, this floor has really solidified. Right now, we're sitting at about the same level as the peak of XRP searches during the last market cycle. Think back to April 2021, when XRP hit its cycle high of around $2. That moment, the one I've highlighted, was the pinnacle of hype for XRP back then. Now here's the crazy part. Even in these dull, fear-driven times, XRP search interest is holding steady at that same level. Wild, right? It's absolutely insane. And if you rewind all the way to the earliest days of search data, December 2017 to be exact, there was slightly more buzz during that euphoric peak. But honestly, where we are right now isn't far off. That's mind-blowing, isn't it? The interest in XRP just refuses to die. Still not convinced? All right, let me hit you with some more proof. Check this out. Coin Bureau pointed out something huge. XRP is standing out as the #1 altcoin with the most ETF applications. Will XRP ETFs get the green light? The short answer, absolutely. Multiple XRP ETFs are on the fast track to approval. It's practically a no-brainer at this point. Predicting this isn't exactly risky, it's just inevitable. Take a look at the growing list of firms filing for XRP ETFs, 12 and counting. That level of interest simply isn't there for other coins, even ones with some traction. So why XRP? The demand speaks for itself. Firms are lining up to launch spot XRP ETFs, and the momentum is undeniable. The writing is on the wall here, folks. Think about what this means. Once the market bounces back and we move past this current phase of fear, sooner than you might think, XRP is poised to shine. It's set to be one of the biggest winners in a rebounding market. Don't just take my word for it. Check out this headline from Tuesday. XRP most likely to get US spot ETF approval, ahead of Solana and Doge. With its high liquidity, XRP is leading the race, with Solana not far behind. Ripple's XRP token is making waves, edging ahead of competitors in what could soon hit the market. Keiko analysts highlighted this in a Monday report, revealing some impressive stats. According to Keiko indices, XRP and Solana dominate the deepest 1% market depth on vetted exchanges, with XRP surging past Solana since late 2024 and boasting double the liquidity of Cardano. So, the notion that interest in XRP is waning, not true. Sure, it's not at the same fever pitch as during the peak hype, but demand remains strong, remarkably so. Keiko's data backs it up. XRP holds one of the deepest market depths on trusted exchanges. Honestly, it just feels like validation. We've been right about XRP all along. Now that the artificial price suppression caused by US government interference is no longer holding XRP back, the market is showing what we've always known. XRP is a winner. It's no surprise, though. In a freer environment, the token's potential is shining brighter than ever. And let's not forget, the anticipated approval of ETFs is on the horizon. My guess? The second half of 2025. Once they're here, ripple effects, pun intended, over the coming years and decades, will positively reshape XRP's supply and demand dynamics. When someone invests in a spot XRP ETF, they're not directly buying XRP, they're buying the ETF. But here's the kicker. The company behind the ETF does purchase the XRP. This means way more people will gain exposure to the XRP ecosystem than ever before. And honestly, that's what makes this so exciting. It feels like the most obvious win on the planet right now. So, when we finally hear that the appeals between the SEC and Ripple are officially done, will that alone send XRP into a price explosion? Probably not immediately, especially in this market environment. But make no mistake, XRP is still destined to go parabolic again. Its story isn't over, it's just baking a little longer. The key is patience. Just imagine this as preheating the oven for something spectacular. Timing is everything. And hey, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't go buying or selling anything just because I said so. That would be a seriously bad move. Always do your own research.